Well, I think we're live. We'll see how this holds out. And welcome to Pips Plane Spotting Live. That is, we are in Eagle County, Colorado Airport, technically Gypsum, Colorado, and we are looking. Oh, look, our first arrival. If I can center it up here. Oh, there it is. We're at the southeast end of the field. This is our first arrival coming in. Good timing. And look at that beauty. It's a 757 200 from Newark. Oops. Pretty cool. Hey, Justin, good morning. Glad we caught that 757. That's how I'm doing. Pretty cool. Justin, your question yesterday about Aspen, I did a little research for you, and I have no answers. We first thought it was, with the runway conditions, just because of the shortness of the flight. Well, Denver, it's like a 30-minute flight, Denver to Aspen, and United Express does a bunch of those on the CRJ 700. So I don't know that it could be necessarily the weights and whatnot. So I'm a bit puzzled, and I will do some more research because I asked the captain and I asked another flight dispatcher who worked at SkyWest, and he's like, well, I don't know that they would necessarily restrict it because Salt Lake's such a close destination that you might land overweight. I think it's just a situation where maybe it wasn't popular because they have flights coming from Denver, and that's about the same distance or shorter. So that's kind of my thought process on it, but I'll do some more research. I will not be denied. And by the way, how are you doing this morning? Sorry, I'm just talking away here, chatterbox. Just staring at the Costco over here. And Justin, let me know if you can hear me okay and how the video is. I probably spent a good hour yesterday trying to figure it out. And not only that, trying to test the connection here. And it was kind of spotty. So I'm hopeful that it works out today. So cross your fingers. And I apologize in advance if it's a little shady or if we have to cut out early. But yeah, you did stump me for sure. So cool, man. Well, we will press onward then. Press on. Press on. Hi, everybody who's just tuning into the broadcast. Sorry I was a few minutes late. I took the wrong exit too, Justin, so I'm a little brain scrambled. So I'm just glad that we caught that 757 right there at the beginning. So that was pretty cool. And where I'm currently located at, I am on I would be the southeast corner of the airport. So there's a nice little walking trail alongside, and that's kind of where I'm up on my truck. And hopefully the police will let me be today, especially since I'm standing right next to the sidewalk. So, and people walk this all the time. So I'm glad I did some research yesterday and drove over here after Aspen, which was a blast, by the way. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm sorry that the connection, Elon Musk fried the connection yesterday halfway through. So, but we're about 50 minutes, I would say 50 miles northeast as the crow flies from Aspen. And we're just 10 minutes outside of Eagle, which is kind of where the beginning of, as you can see, where we're pointed at the top of the mountains, where the skiing is. So, like Vail, Colorado is just a little bit east of Eagle. So, we're only about 20 minutes from skiing. So, you can see that at the very tops of the mountains. But yeah, so far, nice day. I'm probably, what would I say? You get the fencing for the restricted area. So I'm like maybe less than 100 feet from the parking lot for one of the FBOs. So I'm looking at some private jets and whatnot. So that's pretty cool too. So yeah, man, this has been a lot of fun. Thanks to you in part and everybody who tuned in. The other thing I was going to mention that I didn't mention yesterday about Aspen is one of the other challenges is because it's such a high elevation airport, your speeds have to be higher. So there's a tendency to be higher and faster, and so you have to stop quicker. Because if you're too light on speed, you'll stall at a higher speed, which I was thinking about yesterday. So another fun fact that I was just thinking about. But anyways, thanks for joining in, everybody. And Justin, I was going to ask you, did you have you seen the other half of the Wilderness Trail at Salt Lake Airport, where it goes to the other side and the Hyatt Place? Because yeah, it goes all the way across the south side. So this won't be as busy as Aspen was yesterday for anybody who's just tuning in and was on the broadcast yesterday. But I mean, the scenery is still pretty awesome, and you can see I-70. That's the road that people are traveling. So, okay, yeah, check it out. It ends right at the Hyatt Place, so you'll just have to go to, like, when you get off on Amelia Earhart Way and the first stoplight, you take that right towards the Microtel and the Hyatt Place by Teva Pharmaceuticals. You just take that right there, and then when you go to the back of the Hyatt Place building, the trail is right there because you'll see the fence, and you can just enter in. Oh, there's the Sky West. See, I'm so excited about talking and being here. I'm getting distracted. Sorry. As it just like blows by. Let's pull out my radar. -5 points for me. But the next one in inbound is a Cessna 680 and should be incoming shortly. And thanks for everyone for tuning in. I am Pip on location at Eagle County Airport, keeping an eye on the skies. As I pan to the east there, that's where we want to be. The planes are going to come through that valley on descent and will fly right by us. We're on the southeast side of the airport, right near the runway threshold of runway 25. A little scattered brain. I didn't sleep too hot last night. I was probably so pumped from yesterday and also trying to figure out what and where I was going to do because, like I said, the connection was spotty. And so I was worried. I was like, oh no, what do I do? And I thought about going to Aspen. I was like, no, dang it. I'm going to try and get out here and try my best and go from there. And at any point, if the connection fails, I'm going to head to Leadville, which is kind of a cool airport. It's just like a small airport, general aviation, but it holds the distinction as the highest elevation airport in America, just under 10,000 feet. So that's pretty cool. Hi, everyone who just checked in. This is Pip on location at Eagle County Airport. I encourage you to like and subscribe. And we've got an inbound Cessna 680 that is on final that I can see. And you might be able to see as we're looking towards the east. So let's see if we can catch our mark here. Should be right. Where is that sucker? There it is. It's cool because you can see him coming in on the approach here. Very cool. Not gonna lie, this is a pretty good vantage point. Granted, there's you got a little, you got the FBO because it's so this airport's kind of on a mesa. If you look there in the distance, you can see the approach lighting on the edge, and notice how the terrain goes dramatically up. You start to see the approach lighting poles right there in orange, and the terrain starts to go up dramatically. So it was a bit of a challenge looking where a good spot would be yesterday. So I figured this would probably be the best spot. So then you see the incline there as you approach the runway. Hi, everyone who just checked in. We're here at Eagle County Airport. Sure would appreciate a subscribe and a like. And thanks for tuning in. Won't be as busy if you were on the channel yesterday and tuning in when we were in Aspen. Won't be quite as busy as it was in Aspen here, but still should be a great day of plane spotting. And this is, these are destinations that people come to in the wintertime and not a lot of people know about. And they're surrounded by, obviously, as you can tell, beautiful, beautiful scenery, including the Costco. So yeah, so Eagle County is like Aspen. In give you a little background, the runway is about 9,000 feet. I said 10,000. I was looking at it yesterday. It's more like 9,000 and change. But Eagle County is just west of Vail, Colorado, which, as anybody who's a good skier knows, is a popular destination for skiing. And then also, you've got the legacy airlines that fly in here. However, there's a little more flexibility on the types of planes that you can fly. When we started our broadcast, we saw this 757 that flies all the way from Newark, New Jersey, which is pretty cool. Then you also have the 737 700s and the A319s that fly in, as well as the CRJs. So a little more variety. But again, sticking with those planes that have great performance in a high altitude. That's kind of unique. Hi, everyone who just checked in. I am here. We just started our broadcast. We'll be here hopefully if the connection holds out to about 12 o'clock or so, maybe a little bit longer with some overtime. We're so pleased that you could join the broadcast. And we've got a departure here. Looks like the old itty bitty Embraer Phenom. Let's check out, see what the old radar is telling us. Yeah, Embraer Phenom 100. So I'll pan to the left here. Look at that itty bitty jet. It's like the direct competitor to the Honda jet. And then the Beechcraft PRM1. So yeah, unfortunately, because of the topography, it's tough to get a plain view that's in good connection. So when I was testing yesterday, this is the best I have or feel comfortable with. So I appreciate your patience on this one. But like I said, you've got the FBO right there, right next to me. So that's pretty cool. So you got some private jets there parked, which is pretty cool. I'll keep an eye out on the radar. In the meantime, I will point the camera west or east and get you some of that beautiful mountain footage. I actually kind of like, I'm going to be a little partial here. I like my view directly to the north, as you can see the peaks. So the north, northwest, east, excuse me. And you can kind of see where the runway starts. So, yeah, it's going to be another nice day today, as you can see by the weather. I'm really fortunate that the weather has held out so far. Tomorrow's going to be a bit of a challenge. So I might head east towards Denver, where it's not supposed to rain until Thursday. So I may head towards Denver and go from there. But if you're new to the channel, I encourage you to like and subscribe. I'm thrilled to have you on board. And we're on location in Salt Lake, or not in Salt Lake City, Utah. We're in Eagle County, Colorado, just west of Vail, Colorado, another popular skiing destination. And then also Beaver Creek and Avon. So pretty cool place. Things are a little light in the 10 o'clock hour, but they're going to pick up in the 11 o'clock hour. So if you just tuned in, stay with us because things are going to pick up. And if nothing else, that view right there is very cathartic, relaxing, beautiful scenery here. Clear skies. And Justin, as you know, no inversion. So in the next 10 to 15 minutes, we should see from Chicago, United 2012, a 737-700. And then after them, and that's approximately 10:40. And then our next arrival will be from Las Vegas, a Cessna 560 XL Citation. And then in the 11 o'clock hour, we've got several, and 12 o'clock hour, we've got a few arrivals and departures. So, yeah, I'll just stream this beautiful scenery as this Cessna 152 flies right by us on practice. Very cool. So, yeah, if you're looking for sheer volume of planes, probably not going to be this PPL, but it's very unique, and I love talking about it and sharing it with you. Thanks for the like and tuning in. I'm getting the arrivals and departures from flight radar. James, good morning to you, by the way, or I should say, for you on the East Coast, good afternoon. The flight radar app, and I subscribe to the gold version, which I think is like $36 a year, which gives you a few extra things. You can still use the free version to get the arrivals, but for like $40 a year, it gets rid of the ads. It gets rid of you can see enhanced radar. So, Lisa, how are we? How is Wisconsin? I still haven't forgotten about talking to Oshkosh to see if I can be a volunteer, but I've been on the road. I'm here on location. Thought I'd take my last week of freedom before I start my new job with getting on the road and getting out there. We were in Aspen yesterday, and it was a great broadcast. Encourage you to check that out, Lisa. And today we're in Eagle County, Colorado, where we are about 20 minutes from Vail, Colorado, and Avon and Beaver Creek, and so all those skiing destinations. 13 degrees. You're freezing. Holy moly. That is very cold. That is very cold. Uh, it is currently 37 degrees right now. So today and yesterday, so today's going to be another awesome day. Tomorrow's going to be a change. The temperatures are going to get colder. So we're going to low 30s tomorrow here in Eagle County in Gypsum. And then Denver will start dropping on Thursday. They may get like an inch to 3 inches of snow. So I think right now the plan, and it may change, is to head to Leadville and do like a YouTube short on Leadville, because Leadville's the highest elevation airport in America. So, yeah, definitely t-shirt weather. That is 100% true, and I'll tell you why. So when we were in Aspen yesterday, Lisa, that airport sits at almost 8,000 feet. So even though it's cold and like in the 30s, the sun is so much closer to you. So I had all my winter gear on and my inner liner coveralls, yet I took off my jacket halfway through the broadcast and had just a t-shirt on with my coveralls. So that is 100% true. And when you're up in the mountains, and I even got sunburn. I got a little bit of sunburn too. Yep, sure are. Eagle County, by the way, the airport we're at today is approximately 6,500 feet above sea level. And yesterday, Aspen was about 8,000. So, yeah, we are definitely higher up. This is about 2,000 feet higher up than Salt Lake is. So we'll be hopefully, if technology is on our side today, we'll be broadcasting to a little past 12. So we'll cross our fingers. I came here yesterday actually to test the connection, and it was definitely in and out. So I hope you all forgive me if it craps out. So I'm crossing my fingers, and let's pray to the technology god. So sure would appreciate it. But I think so far it's been good. And yep, I see United 2012, United 2012 from Chicago, far in the distance, getting ready to make its right turn into the valley. So we've got a Cessna 152 practicing right ahead of it. So hopefully there's enough space there. I'm going to pan to the right. How you doing? Not. Yep. Sorry about that, Lisa. Only seeing the beautiful mountains. I know, but it's hard to catch them because the airplanes will always look white in the distance. And so I'm trying to scan. So just be patient here. They typically come a little bit to the left here. There it is. There we go. Sorry, I was stopped and just checking things out. Operations was checking out, make sure I wasn't up to trouble. So I was going to stop by, but I actually took the wrong exit and had to turn around 10 minutes later. It is a gorgeous view as we see the 737-700 come in. So that was United 2012 arriving from Chicago. We'll keep it there on our lovely mountain peak and should have a inbound NetJet Cessna citation in the next 10 minutes. We'll do, thank you, Lisa. Yeah, it's great scenery. I didn't do any of this. I'm pretty sure the man upstairs took care of all the scenery. So, yeah, very fortunate. And like I said, encourage you to watch yesterday's broadcast too, because it was gorgeous before Elon Musk decided to freeze our signal. So, James, saw your question, and thanks for the likes, by the way, and encourage new viewers to subscribe and also let other people know because I'm trying to go the extra mile so that you guys get new perspectives and new views. So, James, on this one, I had, I live in Salt Lake, so Colorado's not that far. Oh, yeah, the plane landing too was pretty awesome too. I agree. But yeah, James, I'm not too far from Colorado, and I just always had a goal to get to like all of the major commercial airports in America. And as you know, with my plane spotting, I've probably been to 40 or 50. But I just was looking at some of the arrivals, and I'm like, you know what? I want to go because everybody will pick Los Angeles or JFK and that's great and all, and they're awesome places to be. But I kind of like doing things a little bit different, and I figured with the scenery of these high elevation airports, one, it would be beautiful, and number two, we could talk about what makes them unique because from a dispatch and pilot perspective, they're very unique. So there's a lot of interesting stuff to talk about as well. So that's kind of the mentality. I was like, huh, hi, Send. Welcome in. Encourage you to like and subscribe. Welcome in. We are in Eagle County, Colorado, and you're looking at an American A319 taking off back to Dallas. So, James, I hope that answers your question. I just want to do things a little more different and quite honestly kind of stand out so more people might be interested. Plus, it's super fun to talk about some of the challenges that these high altitude ports have. So, it goes both ways. I mean, because certainly, James, there's an element of trying to attract people to this. So, but at the same time, it's all about entertaining and adding, knowledge to the issue. So I hope that helps answer. We're here at Eagle County, Colorado Airport. We are dead center in Colorado. We're about 20 minutes west of Vail, Colorado, and Beaver Creek, and 2 minutes west of the Costco that's down the hill. The funny thing, like Gypsum, Colorado looks like 6,000 people, but there's a Costco here. Yeah, I know we've talked about that, Lisa. I know that that may be on the plan for late July. Gonna make sure I can accommodate everything. And here's our Cessna citation inbound. But yeah, definitely want to head up to Oshkosh if we can. Oh, this one's a Gulfstream. Excuse me, a Gulfstream 5. Look at that pretty bird. Well, James, yeah. Small airport restaurants. That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea at all. I like it. Well, thank you for the offer, Lisa. And seriously, I may take you up on that. Okay. I will do that, Lisa. I will 100% do that. If I'm able, obviously, to get out there. Because that would be pretty epic, pretty awesome. No question. And we could interview all sorts of people too. Yeah, James, I'm going to go to the large airports too, but I was like, what airports? So, and the other thing with Salt Lake is outside of Salt Lake, once you leave the metro area, there's nothing for 300 miles. So, Boise would be the next closest major airport, and that's 350 miles. And Las Vegas is 400. Then, and obviously Denver's like 500 miles. So I figured, okay, well, Aspen and Eagle, they're like 350. But then if I go to all these airports, I could go to Denver too, but on the way. Like I could hit these airports on the way. So it kind of is unique and it gives a little variety. So the goal is to try and get over to Denver and see if we can do it there too. I'm sure I would, Lisa. I have no doubt. I've never been, and we'll always talk about it with my friends and coworkers. Like, oh, we should go to Oshkosh. So, yeah, it's quite the to do. That Cessna citation is a little delayed, but everything else is looking on time for the 11 and even potentially into the 12 o'clock hour. Welcome in to everybody who's just joining us. We were in Aspen, Colorado yesterday, and today we are in Eagle County, Colorado, home of Vail, Colorado, and Beaver Creek, and Avon, and some other awesome skiing areas. And we're looking actually northeast into the mountains where there's some great skiing going on. And thank you for the like and tuning in. Encourage you to like and subscribe to the channel. That way you'll know when and where we're going to be broadcasting next. I usually put out a video either the night before or the day of, morning of. And it's so pleased that you could each be here. I don't know if I want to go to Farnborough in London. That's a pretty massive show. But Oshkosh, Lisa seems about the right size for a show. And let me know if anything happens with the audio or video connection. Like I said, we're in a valley. So it's pretty amazing that we got cell phone technology here. And that's the other thing, James. When people say no, I want to figure out a way to do it. So just one of those things. Bom dia. Bom dia, Reginaldo. Welcome to Eagle County, Colorado in the United States. Welcome. Obrigado. That's all the Portuguese I know. My parents lived in Porto Alegre, but that's all the Portuguese I know. Yep, I remember you telling me, Lisa, the plane's flying right over your house, so it's perfect to stay there. All right, so James, here's the thing. Uh, Now I want to come hang out with you in Pittsburgh at some point because I've never been to. I've been to Pittsburgh Airport, but I've never live streamed or plane spotted there. So, James, you're my contact now. You're my man, my go-to guy. Plus, you could give me some technical knowledge about the airport because don't they have like kind of a setup of like Minneapolis where they have two runways that are parallel and then they have two other runways that are set up at like 45-degree angles for crosswind operations? Or one of them? So I never know where you would go to plane spot in Pittsburgh. So you're my guy, dude. You're my homie. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Pittsburgh is a cool airport. Okay, so and see that's the other thing. If we look at the NOTAMs, like and most of the runways are closed, we can narrow down where we need to be. And that's kind of one of the things I look at beforehand when I plane spot is okay, what runways are closed, what runways are open. So yeah, exactly. Thank you for the like and tuning in. Encourage you to subscribe as well. Subscribing is the best way to know when and where we're going to be at. And we can be best friends for life. I got stopped by airport ops. I forgot to call them, mostly because I took the wrong exit and the next exit is 10 miles the other way. So I had to turn around. And so I was a little late. So they were just checking to see what's going on. Oh, sounds delicious, Lisa. Brownie sounds delicious. Now that you've mentioned that, I'm going to have to request brownies when I come stay there. So thanks for saying hi. Enjoy your afternoon and stay warm out there in Wisconsin. James, didn't we create a nickname for you? Aren't you the Iceman now? Can you just create a new YouTube account that just says Iceman? James the Iceman? Brownies sound fantastic. Actually, peanut butter and chocolate chip cookies sound fantastic too. Not that I'm being picky or anything. Camera is pointed east, northeast, looking into the mountains for skiing and towards Beaver Creek veil and all that goodness. Hi, everyone. Welcome in. We always welcome you most heartily. And since we have a free moment here, I'm going to turn the camera all the way to the left and say hi to the FBO that's next to me. Learjet looks like. It's Assault. That looks like a Gulfstream. Another Dassault. So are you saying you want to be called Meanie? Is that your new nickname? I don't know. I like Iceman better. Not only because of Top Gun, but because you're de-icing stud. I don't know if it's Atlantic. I don't even know if Atlantic has an FBO here, if it's just a local one. That's a good question. I'll have to look at that. Check that out. Excuse me for a brief second while I check the radar to see where our next plane is coming from. Yeah, Iceman. It's got a good James the Iceman mini. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. We are expecting our next arrival from JFK, an Airbus A319. That is something you don't see often, an A319 from JFK. Those don't parallel for American. So that's pretty cool. Should be here in the next 5 minutes. I'm looking out to the east to see if I can see it. And not quite. My vision's still pretty good, but not quite. Oh, there it is. I've got it in sight. It's about 5 miles out. Should be here shortly. Ice cream. James Ice Cream Meanie. James. You chucklehead. Oh man, you're de-icer. And you know the game. You know the game, you know the rules. Ice cream sounds good though. Just to eat, not to call you, but funny guy, funny guy. We're at the southeast end of the airport. The runway that we're looking at is runway 25. 725. You know, James, the other thing is about doing these kind of unique airports. I know they may not be the most popular, but they're still awesome and people need to know about them. I mean, you've basically got country all surrounding you. You know, where most airports are surrounded by, houses or industrial warehouses or police. So this is kind of unique. That's what it makes it pretty cool to me. I don't know if you guys can see. Trying to catch what looks like a Huey in the distance. There it is. And I see our 737 making a right turn. It's going to be there's also here in Eagle, Colorado, there's a huge National Guard training wing. So that's what these helicopters are doing. So I'm going to take my attention off of that and pan to the east. Move the camera. See if we can catch that A319. And there she is. I think I called it 73700 by accident, but it is an A319. It's just majestic, especially with the mountains in the background. That's just unique topography and scenery right there. Beautiful. And I hope everybody can see home well and hear me okay. If you can't, let me know. Let me know how the broadcast looks and anything I can improve on. That was A319 American 1750 from JFK. And an Airbus A319. Next up, we've got a private owner, a Cessna 680 Citation Sovereign that is 5 minutes out. Thanks for everybody for tuning in and liking. Encourage you to subscribe if you get a chance. Most likely there is a star. However, the majority is going to be just vectoring. And there's certain probably visual requirements. It's one of the special airports that pilots may have to deal with. And I was looking yesterday, so I drove all the way on top of a hill, and they'll depart straight to the west, and then they'll make an immediate left turn because of the topography and the mountains. Because if you go straight, you'll crash into a mountain, but if you take an immediate left turn, you'll run into a valley, so that it helps them with climb altitude. So, good question. James, you're ready to dispatch, man. You are ready to dispatch. If you're just joining us, just hit the top of the hour. Got an hour, maybe two to go. See how long the battery lasts. I am Pip. If you're new to the channel, I encourage you to like and subscribe. Subscribing is the best way to know where and when I'll be, because I'll put out a notification or video. Also, this is a unique airport, a high altitude airport. We're about 6,500 feet. We are in Eagle County, Colorado, just west of Vail. In the distance, those cars going by, that's I-70. And there's a good shot that I'm probably going to head to Leadville today, which is the highest airport elevation-wise in the United States. Next arrival will be another Cessna 680 Citation Latitude from Durango in about 10 minutes. Then another 20 minutes out is an A319 all the way from Miami, Florida. So they fly from near and far. Check that out. Okay, so I was looking. That JFK flight was 45 minutes early. Must have had a nice tailwind or no tailwind, or blocked out earlier, or all of the above. 45 minutes. That's like European transatlantic early. Hey, James, have you ever heard of a website, by the way, called airnav.com? It's Alpha India Romeo November Alpha Victor.com. And it's like a general information for the public. And it has all the FAA charts for airports and the SIDS and the stars. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if you've ever checked it out, but when I was in dispatch school, since we didn't have charts specific for us, we would go to AirNav and get the minimums and things like that. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Thanks for the like, by the way, and just tuning in. We're at Eagle County Airport in Eagle County, Colorado, in the United States, in the middle of the state. Ah, yes, the old FICON. Well, easy answer. You go to the NOTAMs page for the FAA. And that is how you find out the FICON, because the airport authority has the responsibility to put out the FICON and reports. And how do we notify pilots? Well, ideally, we constantly check the FICON to notify pilots en route. Either the FICON dropped or improved, but it's the airport authority's responsibility typically, or airport ops, to put out the FICON and report it. Now, pilots and dispatchers have access to the NOTAMs, so they can both look, but when they're in the air, obviously the pilots are restricted on what they can have available, on what's available to them. And we have, we're focused solely on that and many other things. So I'll typically, if there's an update, I'll typically ACARS the captain and the crew and say, hey, FICON just improved to 4 or whatnot. So, easiest answer is going to the NOTAMs page for the airport. You just look it up and boop, there it is. Like if I were to look at Pittsburgh. Sky Vector. Ugh, I hate Sky Vector. I mean, I get it because it has all the airways and everything, but what do I know? What do I know? I'm just an AirNav guy. Actually, if I could afford it, I'd be a Jepson guy, but I can't afford it. So I'm going to see if I can steal Brett's Jepson account, my buddy, who's who's a duty manager at an airline. So yeah, we just look at the NOTAMs page, and that will tell you, because it is the airport has to do that, because if they don't, they will get fined by the FAA. Case in point, I don't know if you remember, it was probably, let's see, we're in 2023. It was 3 years ago. There was a envoy flight actually flying into Chicago, and it was snowing, and they had reported the runway conditions at like braking action good or whatever, and that plane was arriving and landed. But then when it tried to turn off the taxiway, it slid off, and the city of Chicago got fined over $1 million because of that, because they didn't update accurately the conditions. Thanks for the like and tuning in. We are in Eagle County, Colorado, ski country. You can see the snow on the mountains here. Mountains. And there's an FBO literally right next to me. So it looks like we got a Learjet there, and I think that's either a Hawker or a Dassault. See a couple other private jets over there and a Gulfstream right in front of us. Now we got that inbound Cessna 680. Made its way through the valley and coming in from the west. Coming in from Durango, Colorado. Beautiful. I know we do 2 for Tuesdays, the Tuesday twin spin today, but we're going to do it probably Thursday or Friday, hopefully. Oh, I can think of a number of reasons to use VORs. First one that comes to mind is like I I hate jet airways because uh, they're I don't know, numerically there's so many more of them as opposed to an alpha character of a VOR. So like if I will bid when I build a flight plan, unless it's specifically required by ATC, I won't use a single jetway. I'll just go VOR to VOR. And I'll tell you another reason that you may use a flight plan just using VORs is if all your precision based equipment is out. Like if the GPS is out, well, how are you going to fly then? You're going to use your VORs. Now, granted, ATC will have contact with you, but I can recount a number of times where I had to do a flight plan with only VORs because the GPS or the FMS was out. So I had to use conventional navigation. I'm a big fan of VORs. Let me put it that way when it comes to flight planning. Here we go with another arrival. Looks like another Cessna making its way in. I didn't catch this one. Where it was coming from. Yeah, but sometimes they go both out due to MELs or other restrictions. Stuff happens all the time. Planes are like the worst piece of equipment ever. They break all the time. Maybe you didn't want to hear that, but that's just a fact. They just break. Expecting that Miami arrival in the next 10 minutes on an Airbus A319 American Airlines. There's a little bit of Huey action. I mean, you would think that they would take better care of, or sorry, that the manufacturers, when you spend $80 million, you would think they would be more reliable, but no, they break all the time. So here's one for you, James, on how often they break. For example, what was I? Okay, yes. All right, sometimes the pressurization fails, and then the plane has to fly at 10,000 feet. So then you have to do a flight plan at 10,000 feet. Have I flown passengers at 10,000 feet before? Yep. Is it safe? Yep. But that's what you as the flight dispatcher have to do. Determine if it's safe to fly. If it is, then you fly. If it's not, you and the captain agree that it's both not safe to fly, or if the captain has reservations, then it's not safe to fly. So that's your responsibility as a dispatcher, is the safety of the flight along with the PIC. And so each scenario is different. So I can't, I could probably count, let's see, half a dozen flights I had to do unpressurized. So that means you have to fly them at 10,000 feet when I was working at Envoy. So it's stuff that happens all the time. So, fun little fact for you. And everybody who's just tuning in. We're talking flight dispatch, and we're also talking high altitude airports since we're 6,500 feet up above sea level in Eagle County Airport in Gibson, Colorado, just west of Vail, Beaver Creek, and some of the extremely popular skiing resorts. Yeah, Hawaii flight doesn't surprise me. That stuff happens. You're like, oh, well, I guess we're going at 10,000 today or 12,000 or whatever the case may be. Hi, everyone who just tuned in. My name's Pip. Encourage you to like and subscribe so that you'll know when and where we'll be on next. We're going to be on location this week, having a little fun before I start a new job. So I'm trying to get broadcast almost every day this week. Plus, we want to hit 4,000 viewing hours so we can start accepting donations and go to more places like Pittsburgh, where James is, or Oshkosh, where Lisa is, or Infidel Fireman, where or Dallas, where Infidel Fireman is, or Tools, where in LA. See, that's part of the fun, James, is you don't know what's going to happen, so you're like, okay. So then you just have to get to it. That's part of the fun of being a dispatcher is you're like, all right, I guess I'm in charge of this. Um, no, you would have to ask the passengers, honestly. I I've if I've been on a 10,000 foot flight, I wouldn't notice. Whoops. So as a general rule, no. Oh, this is cool. Looks like a P. Is that a hawker? Yeah, it's a hawker. Hawking loogies. I mean, when I was in Aspen yesterday, I noticed a little bit of a difference from like Salt Lake. It wasn't massive, and I was like 35, 3,000 feet higher. Yeah, it was a sharp looking hawker. Yeah. We're doing a new channel too, James. We're doing live streaming Costco parking lots and we're currently doing that right now. So we're live streaming Costco parking lots, folks, in Eagle County, Colorado. Gypsum is the town that we're in. And I see our American flight from Miami in the distance. So we'll be on the ground in the next 5 minutes. That is American 2484, Miami to Eagle, Colorado. Eagle County, Colorado. And hi, everyone who just tuned in. Encourage you to like and subscribe. We'll be here till a little bit after 12. I really have to pee, but I'm even gonna hold it in for you guys. Yes. Short answer, yes, on the Honda. In fact, Honda has their manufacturing plant in Greensboro, North Carolina at Piedmont Triad. So if you catch some of my early plane spotting videos, you might see a couple Hondas because that's where they fly out of and do all the testing. The Cirrus Skyvision jet, I'm live streaming. No, I don't think so because this is only episode 22. Yeah, if I had a couple million, I would probably purchase a Honda Jet. That would work for me. Then I could travel all over in plain spot. Dang it, James, you're a thinker. I know that like Lisa talked about Sky Vision. We'll probably see a lot of those Cirrus jets in Oshkosh if I went. But yeah, if you get to Greensboro, obviously one, you should go because the factory is there for the Honda Jet. But number two, that's where Boom Supersonic is going to build the Overture. They're hopefully. Tom Cruise has a Honda. That doesn't surprise me. He's just a single bachelor. But Boom is constructing. They just broke ground on their factory for the Overture in Greensboro too. There is not a Part 121. There is a Part 121 supplemental. It's called iAero. It used to be Swift Air. I think they're still there. Their headquarters are supposedly, or their certificate address is in Miami, but the ops center is in Greensboro last time I checked. So they're a 121 supplemental. So they do on demand charters and things like that for sports teams and politicians and all that jazz. 2434 from Miami. Just passed by. Here's a Cessna Citation Latitude. Getting ready. It's got the go ahead. And it's time to take off the jacket. U.S. Airways Express used to have a hub there in Greensboro in the late 80s, early 90s, I want to say, and then consolidation took over. '21. I've never heard of '21. I know headquarters for Swift Air, or iAero as they call it now, is in Greensboro. Honda Manufacturing. Also, the HACO, the cabin configuration company, they have their headquarters in a hangar there. Let's see. Anybody else I can think of? I know there's an old DC-8 that is from Samaritan's Purse, um, disaster relief agency, and there's an old DC-8 there. That's pretty cool. I think they still have it stationed there. It's been a couple years since I've been in Greensboro, but I think it's still there. If you're just joining us, don't be shy. Be afraid to say hi. We're thrilled to have you on board the broadcast. Encourage you to like and subscribe. We're here at Eagle, Colorado. Some great scenery. We'll be here till a little bit after 12 or right around 12, depending how long I can hold in a pee. I know that's too much information, but I'm staying on for you guys. Oh, hello. Look at that. Eagle is one of the bases of the National Guard for the high altitude. So obviously they're doing high altitude training here. A little surprise. Very cool. I don't know if that was a Chinook or a Sikorsky. I don't know helicopters too well, but that's cool regardless. Pretty awesome. James, you're going to love this. I was just looking at flight radar, and I think there's a Cirrus Vision jet headed this way from Jackson Hole. So we'll see if it makes an appearance. Nice work, dude. Ask and you shall receive. Okay, never heard of 21. Who's your instructor's first job? Huh. He worked at what's your instructor's name? Because I worked at Swift for a blink of an eye for 3 months. Wonder if it's Fred Wolf. Thanks for the like and tuning in. Encourage you to like and subscribe. Thanks for joining us. I know it's not the sexiest airport in the world, but it's got some gorgeous scenery and some high altitude jets here in Eagle, Colorado. Luis. Did I know Luis? No. I knew an Alex. I knew a Mike. I knew a Fred. Jeff. Yeah. Yeah. Colombian guy from New York. Okay. Yeah, so next up, the next half hour, should have that Cirrus as well as Dallas from Dallas, American 1113, an A319 arriving. Then Houston, from Houston, Intercontinental United 1306, a Boeing 737-700. Looks like the Denver flight might arrive a little bit early. So we'll may hang around. Denver might be our last one. Es muy bueno. Looking at departures here, Houston 21, United 2182, departing from Eagle County, headed to Houston, should be out the gate in the next 10 minutes. Also, expecting departure of United 1084 from headed to Newark. Newark should be out the gate in the next 10 minutes. He's ops manager at Avianca Cargo now. Nice. Very cool. Wish I had a cool job like that. So, other airports we're hoping to visit this week. Denver, obviously, Denver International, if the weather's good. Centennial, and maybe Rocky Mountain as well. And then I may stop by Hayden on the way back home to Salt Lake. I was debating whether to go to Montrose, Telluride, and Grand Junction, and I think that may have to just be for another trip. Because it doesn't look like I'm going to have enough days to complete everything. Hey, thank you for the like and tuning in. Encourage you to subscribe. That's going to be the best way to know when and where we're going to be broadcasting next. Excellent. Thank you so much. American Eagle flight headed to Los Angeles on a CRJ 700. If Brett's tuning in, hi, Brett. Check out your beautiful bird. Hello there, Basti85. Thanks for saying hello, liking, and subscribing. We're here in Colorado. Its airport is called Eagle County, Colorado, or Echo Golf Echo. 6,500 feet up we are. You can see the mountains in the background. Actually, that's a great shot. Love that. SkyWest, yes. James St. George. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Basti85. I agree. It is a beautiful panorama. I agree. We're just west of the skiing resorts of Vail and Beaver Creek. So a lot of people will fly in here to ski. Yeah, James. So SkyWest is in St. George, which is about 100 miles from Las Vegas. And so from Salt Lake, I drive kind of slow because my truck doesn't get good gas. So I try slower. But if you really pushed it, you could probably get there in 4 hours. 4 hours or so from Salt Lake. Because once you get past Provo, the speed limit goes up to 80 miles an hour. So you can really haul butt there. So let's do a rundown then of the airports and where they're, or the air carriers and where their operation centers are located. All right. So from west to east, we'll do this. All the major 121s. So you've got Alaska and Seattle. You've got dang it. I already brain fart. I was checking out the Cessna XL. All right, so Alaska's in Seattle, then Mesa's in Phoenix, SkyWest is in St. George, and then American, Southwest, and Envoy are in Dallas. Frontier is in Denver. Chicago has United. Miami has, what does Miami have? I don't think they have anything. Anchorage, there's is Northern Pacific going to be located up there? The new carrier that wants to fly to Asia? Yeah, yeah, that's true. Good point. Good point. All right, fine. Lower 48. Thanks for making me look bad, James. But I don't think of them as regularly, but yeah, it's Alaska, I guess. So you got me on that one. Well played. So, yeah, United Republic's in Indianapolis. Hawaii is in Hawaiian is in Honolulu. Then there is Commute Air, which I think is in DC area. Air Wisconsin is in Appleton. Oh yeah, Spirit. Thank you. Yep. Totally forgot about Spirit. Trick question. It's actually in Orlando too. Boom. Had us both fooled. They actually have two operation centers. One's in Orlando and one's in Miami. Endeavor in Minneapolis. Yep. Then in New York, JetBlue. Breeze. Forgot about Breeze. Breeze in Utah. Salt Lake, Allegiant in Las Vegas. Avelo's in Houston. Commuters in Cleveland. Okay. I wasn't sure. Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, I was not sure. So thank you, James. PSA's in Dayton. Piedmont is in Maryland. So there you go. There's quite a few to choose from. And there's a new airline that's going to run dash threes or dash eights. What's the name of it in Boston? I can't remember. Meh. Don't get me started on Eastern. I'm not counting them. I'm going to give you a piece of advice, James. This is, I would, if you want to stick with regular 121, you need to do like either Piedmont PSA, SkyWest, Envoy, Air Wisconsin, Endeavor, Republic. Those would be my recommendations. Sun Country in Minneapolis. Yep. Totally forgot about them. Good call. That is exactly right. Shoot. I was a little rusty today. Good job, guys. Way to stay on it. Knowledge is power, especially when we have smart guys like you. Excellent job. Really impressed. Connect Air, that's it. That's I'm talking like passenger airlines. But yeah, Connect Air was the airline I could not think of. But yeah, that's the new one flying the Dash. Is it the Dash 8s? The Dash 11s? Hi, everyone who just tuned into the channel. My name is Pip, and I encourage you to like and subscribe. We are in Eagle County, Colorado, at Eagle County Airport that sits 20 minutes west of Beaver Creek, Avon, and several other resorts, skiing resorts. And you can see the mountains top still with a good bit of snow. Still looks good up there. Oh, and there's our United 737-700 getting ready to depart back to Houston. I got to say, I'm impressed with all of you. I couldn't figure out or couldn't get everything out that would before you named one. I'm really impressed. See, this is my greatest fear, James, that you guys are going to become much smarter than me, and then you'll have no use for me. So, trying to always learn and read up on stuff. Gotcha. That would make sense because Elite was, yeah. Yep. Off to Houston, United goes. 1102, flight 1102 to Houston. Thank you for the like. Welcome into the party. God, you guys are smart. It's really annoying, actually. Kids. Yeah. Yeah. It's a good wish. And then they'll all come back and thank you. They'll be like, thank you so much, James. Ah, dang it. Silver Air. Are they in Jacksonville? I thought they were in South Florida, like Fort Lauderdale. Huh. Guess they must have moved. Actually, I had a friend who worked there. Okay, so both. Worked there for a little bit, and I was almost going to interview for a dispatcher job there, but got hired on somewhere else. Currently 11:46 local time. That means it is 17:46 Zulu. 6 hours ahead here in Mountain Standard Time. We're at Eagle County Airport in Gypsum, Colorado. Next 20 minutes, we should have United 1306 from Houston Intercontinental on a 737-700. Also, United 5907 from Denver. American 1113 on an Airbus A319. And then for James, we have a Cirrus G2 Vision jet from Jackson, Wyoming, inbound. Next half hour. Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons I didn't express more interest, James, was like the pay. I was like, what? And it's the same thing with Mesa out in Phoenix. I guess they figure they can sell the fact that there's no state income tax in Florida and also the weather. But I tend to like the season, so that's just me. So our rivals are going to be coming over that mountain right there to the right, or to the left, excuse me. camera reflects, so it gives me the opposite side. So they're going to come from that valley over there. They're going to make a right turn, and they're going to come straight towards runway 25. My name is Pip, and you are watching PPL, Pip's Plane Spotting Live from Eagle County, Colorado. I honestly would say probably the best as far as pay for where you are when you're starting out would probably be Republic, because you're in Indianapolis, which isn't terribly expensive, and this pay is still pretty good. Plus, if you're a plane spotter like me, it's cool because you're only a couple hours drive away from, well, obviously Indianapolis is right there in your background, but then a backyard, but then Louisville's 2 hours away, Cincinnati's 2 hours away, Chicago's 3 and change. Columbus is 2.5, Dayton, an hour and a half. St. Louis is 3 and change. So yeah, there's a lot of good plane spotting. Oh, James, did you see the Cirrus? It just flew by. I totally missed it. -5 points for me. Thank you, Television. Nothing yet. All right. Thanks for the report. I didn't even see that one till the last second, James. Sorry, dude. Hope you caught it in the screen. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. Dang it. I apologize, James. The pay is pretty good when you get to the majors. Let me just put that out there. So Frontier, I haven't heard anything about their new contract being done. So they start out about 55,000 a year based on the hourly rate. Spirit's 28 and change starting out. Then it's Breeze's 25 with no experience, and I think 28 if you have experience, or 27 if you have experience. An hour. Then it's let's see, Avello's 28. Lean is 20, I think 27 and change. So they're all right around within a few dollars of each other. But everybody except for Breeze and Avello are union. So, and I think their contracts are almost up. And then you talk about JetBlue, which is currently, I think, like 75,000, but that's in New York. So before you like lose it, remember you're going to live in New York. There's a lot of taxes and it's super expensive to live. So be careful. Then also, and then you get to like the legacy carriers, Delta. Oh, a Hawaiian is about 60,000 a year, but that's in Hawaii. So you have to be careful. But I mean, it is Hawaii. And if you want to travel to Asia all the time, it's like a slam dunk right there. I think it's 7 or 8 hours at the most. Television, they have openings. Then it's United, Delta, Southwest, and American, and they're all around 90-ish, 90,000, give or take, once you're comped out. A lot of them in the, yeah, I agree. A lot of them, oh, and yes, forgot about Alaska. I don't know about Connect. I don't know about Silver. James, you know about Silver. The pay was really bad. But yeah, Delta, American, United, Southwest, give or take couple $1,000. Your hourly rate's probably mid 40s. Alaska, I think, is 35, 36 an hour to start. Dispatching in for Hawaiian Airlines, Patelli Vision. And by the way, we're in Eagle County, Colorado. We're looking northeast towards the mountains. Asia's too hot. Maybe like the South Pacific, Philippines, or Vietnam. But Japan, I mean, Hokkaido is very cold. And then, but yeah, the rest of Asia is cold or hot. Connect to 60,000. I guess that's okay in Bedford. It's not like amazing. That's not horrible. All right, guys. My focus is on the next 737-700 in because I blew it. I blew it. James, you're from the Philippines? Nice. Well, you would know better than anybody about that humid weather. Thank you for sharing that. We're looking right at runway 25 where it starts. James, are you fluent in Tagalog? All right. So we've got United 757 peering into the picture shortly. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to take a quick pic with my phone here because that's just cool. Always been a big fan of the 757. It'll show up just shortly. I want to get some snow in the background. No, it's almost there. There it is. All right. Who loves a high performance vehicle like a 757? Making its departure to Newark. You understand when your mother chews you out? You keep being punished for heat? Well, you're in Pittsburgh now, so, you know, at least you got season there. That is beautiful. Gotta love it. Glad I caught that. And then here comes our arrival with no delay. The A319. No, the 737-700, excuse me, from Houston. Then it's the A319 from Dallas on 1113. From India, yeah, that would definitely be humid for sure. Interesting. Well, that is an interesting fun fact there, James. That's actually a cool fun fact. Well, Vision, of course, being in Chicago, you always get weird humid days in like late July and August. You're like, Plus, there's all sorts of bugs. See, with Texas, it gets so hot that I think all the bugs die because it gets so hot. So I didn't get bitten too often in Texas. Probably. Yeah, the only time when it's cool in Texas. Good point. All right, we are hitting noon. Noon. So it's 18Z, noon local, Mountain Daylight Time. We're going to be wrapping up here in the next little bit, but I wanted to get a couple more arrivals in for y'all. This has been a great day. Beautiful weather, beautiful arrivals, beautiful conversation. A lot of good stuff here. The summertime in I can only speak for Salt Lake. In the desert is it's hot, but it's super dry. Like right now, when I'm in Utah, when it's not snowing, my fingers and my hands will crack because it's so dry and cold. And yeah, Houston's definitely. You just need it's like SWAS, man. It's like permanent SWAS. Thanks everybody for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, I encourage you to like and subscribe. That way you'll know when and where we'll be on next. So for the rest of today, I'm probably going to take it easy. I'm going to try and do a little short video from Leadville, which is the home of the highest elevation airport in all of the United States. It currently sits just shy of 10,000 feet. So I'm going to try and head there a little bit later if things work out. And then I think the plan is to head towards Denver tonight. So I'll be in the Denver area unless I do an about face, and then I'll be in Grand Junction and Montrose and Telluride on the western part. Yeah, beach is definitely a necessity. Good call. The old Cessna Citation jet. This is PPL, Pips Planespotting Live. Live. Again, here I am with no jacket, a t-shirt, pants, and boots on. It's a very weird combo. Let's call it an interesting combo. All right, our last two arrivals are just around the corner. Going to be American 1113 from DFW on an Airbus A319, and then SkyWest United Express 5907 Denver to Eagle, Colorado. About a 30-minute flight. I see our Airbus making that right turn. Yes. No to the 4K, James. This is just regular 1080p. I shoot at 30 frames right now. I'd love to shoot in 4K, but that would take a whole lot of bandwidth. So I try and limit it to 1080. The setup I've got Canon R7, a tripod, of course, my MacBook Pro computer, a couple of cables, and a hotspot. And that's pretty much it. So I use Google Fi right now, but I may switch for my internet, for my hotspotting. I wish it was 4K. That'd be dope. Hi, everybody who just tuned in. We are in Eagle. You to like and subscribe. That way you'll know when and where we're going to be next. It is one heck of a view, for sure. I love it. Whoops.